This week's action reel starts in San Antonio, where the Spurs were sitting pretty after defeating the injury-plagued Cavaliers. All 12 players scored for San Antonio as the Spurs ended February with their 6th straight win, going 11-2 for the month.
Rodman, extra pass to Robinson.
I think the team is really coming together. We've got a lot of new faces all playing around a superstar in David Robinson.
Superstars took center stage in the Spurs' next game as Shaq squared off against the Admiral. But it was Rodman's rebounding that was the difference as he sparked San Antonio's transition game.
In transition, 3-on-2. Elliott from A.J. and a foul. Magic so far cannot keep up with the Spurs' running game.
Robinson helped make sure that O'Neal stayed winless against the Spurs.
Short on the jumper, David Robinson just ran around Shaquille O'Neal for the rebound.
Then it was that rebounding menace, Dennis, who sealed the victory.
Rodman tips it in! And 35,000 go crazy!
The next opponent for San Antonio was Houston, who's led by MVP center Akeem Olajuwon.
He just continues to pile on the accolades, and that's where I strive to be. So, I show a lot of respect for the things that he's been able to accomplish. We get out on the floor, I'm shooting at him.
Robinson's 31 points led 6 Spurs who scored in double figures as San Antonio sprinted past Houston en route to their 11th straight home victory.
Rodman with 23 rebounds and the lead for David Robinson. Rodman not only dominating the boards, but running the court.
They got a mismatch here. Avery Johnson against Drexler, and Avery just rolled by.
The Los Angeles Lakers had been saddled by injuries, and the Sacramento Kings were in the midst of a 6-game losing streak when they met this week. The Kings built a 15-point lead before the Lakers eked out a double overtime victory. L.A. was led by Bloody Divas, but it was former CBA stars Lloyd Daniels and Randolph Keys who made the clutch plays.
They made it. Listen to this. Oh, Lloyd Daniels, fresh from the CBA. Peeler for 3. It's on the way. It's no good. Rebound picked up, kept alive with the Lakers. Fall away shot. Ah, it's good. 2 seconds left. Listen to this crowd again.
Jim Lynam's Washington Bullets made their final trip to Boston Garden a memorable one. Washington's double overtime win was fueled by young players such as rookie Juwan Howard.
Backs Ellison in, banks it home. 24 for Juwan Howard.
He's a player.
But the player that the Bullets went to at the end of regulation was second-year swingman Calvert Chaney.
Chaney takes it. Oh, he made it!
It was a game in which the Bullets' young stars couldn't deliver the knockout blow. So they went to veteran Scott Skiles for the game winner.
To Skiles, a floater, it goes with 2.3 seconds to go.
While Washington reveled in its win over the Celtics. In this week's News, Notes, and Quotes, we find out Juwan Howard was named Schick Rookie of the Month. He averaged 20 points and 8 rebounds a game.
He doesn't even look like a rookie anymore.
Akeem Olajuwon averaged 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks in the month of February as he brought home the Player of the Month award. Last year's NBA Most Valuable Player dominated the middle for Houston like he's done so many times before.
When will they ever learn?
Never, apparently.
San Antonio's success this year has been orchestrated by first-year head coach Bob Hill, winner of February's Coach of the Month award.
The team's really come together as a group, and I think the veterans have really stepped up, and so it's kind of exciting to see it all come together.
The Spurs are also excited about the 1996 All-Star Weekend, which will take place in San Antonio.
This is an event that not only is carried and focused on throughout the United States, but literally around the world. And so it's a great opportunity for San Antonio to show once again how well San Antonio can throw a party.
Also this week, the Suns' A.C. Green played in his 707th consecutive game, passing Dolph Schayes for 3rd place on the all-time list of NBA Ironmen.
I have a goal, to be the number 1 player who's played the most consecutive games, for sure. But at the same time, I'm just trying to take it 1 game at a time and not get too far ahead of myself.
And as Green's durability stood strong, Golden State lost Ronnie Cycli indefinitely with tendonitis in his right ankle.
Oh, brother.
And now, one of the NBA's most versatile players is holding court. In Orlando, the Magic are on a roll, and Anthony Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal are 2 of the league's most feared players. But there's another guy on the team that's scaring the opposition.
Anderson leading the break. Going behind the back and hitting. What a play by Nick Anderson.
And Nick has starred since his teenage days in Chicago. Just ask high school rival Tim Hardaway.
He was in high school. He was playing among boys. 6'9". We thought he was 6'9", how he jumped and how physical he played. He's 6'5", and he could shoot, dribble the ball up the court, intimidate people, block shots, take over the game.
After a great career at Illinois, he caught the eye of the expansion Orlando Magic.
I remember when we were down in our offices looking at tapes of other players, where we got a call upstairs from Pat Williams telling us that Nick Anderson was going to be coming out, and said that this guy had a chance to be a very special pro player. So guys, get your hands on some tapes.
Nick Anderson became the Magic's very first draft pick. But the happiness of draft day soon gave way to frustration as the first-year franchise struggled for wins. And Nick struggled to find his niche in the NBA.
Many people didn't know what the Orlando Magic was when I got drafted. Who, what, where's that? And people can't stop talking about it now.
Once considered just a hard-driving guard, Nick has rounded out his game and become a three-point threat.
Nick again. He hits again.
I never want to be labeled as a one-dimensional player. I want to be able to do things well, everything, pass, dribble, shoot, from coming to a post-up player and moving outside and be able to knock down the jump shot.
Anderson's one of only 3 NBA stars to compete in the slam dunk contest and the AT&T long-distance shootout. His versatility is honed by a year-round commitment.
To a lot of hard work during the summer, you know, a lot of ball players don't realize that the season isn't over when, you know, you come off 82 games and then the playoffs. It really starts in the summertime.
Most of the attention in Orlando seems to start and end with Shaq and Penny, and that's just fine with Nick Anderson.
These guys are going to take me where a lot of guys don't even get a chance to go, and I think we're going to the top.
Shaq blocks right. Fight for the loose ball. Nick tucks away. Look at the big guy run the floor. Behind the back. Oh, yes. Nick Anderson.
I'm enjoying this basketball season. This is probably the best basketball season of my whole career. And there's no other place than I want to be in Orlando.
And Orlando's glad to have Nick around, a vital cog in the Eastern Conference's most dominant team. One of the NBA's best point guards is the subject of this week's Rookie Review, Jason Kidd Encore. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that the easiest way to score around here is just take somebody off the dribble.
Just under 10 minutes to play. Van Exel at the base goes. Oh!
Mashburn comes out. Now he's one-on-one with Hill. And he put him away.
Williams against Williams. Williams is trying to call an illegal defense. There he goes right again. One-on-one with contact. Advantage Robinson. In the lane, he drives around and sends it home.
Oh, but basketball's a team game, gang. So with that in mind, let's see how it works with a little help from your friends.
Alley-oop lob to Robinson and a jam. Oakley's open alley-oop. Oh, beautiful. Howard to the lob to Weber. Bounces the outlet. Joe D midcourt, right side, 3-on-1 alley-oop. Grant Hill for the flush.
Oh, big finish. Finish? No, we're not done yet. Here's a couple of quarters that did have dramatic final countdown.
Curry, taken by Adams, back to Curry, under one for three. It's good.
He'll have to let it go. Gets it off. Hits it. Buzzer beaters in both quarters.
Reed from 40 with a three at the buzzer.
It's fast. It's furious. It's B.J. Tyler, the Philly Flash.
And another one by Tyler at the buzzer.
Yeah, I know we've seen this play before, but after all, this is called NBA Encore, folks.
Rodman tips it in.
How can we follow that, you ask? Well, it's pretty easy. Here's the latest in nasty follow-ups. Look out below.
Mashburn against Drexler again. Tipped out for Lorenzo Williams. Drives on Mashburn. Elijah Wan with a trip hammer dunk.
Big Heat want to send another man. Geiger got there late, and Baker slams it through.
Works him around a Williams screen. Kidd with a left-handed move. Tipped off Lorenzo. Holy cow.
Now, from the new NBA home video, Shaquille O'Neal, Larger Than Life, we take an inside look at the showmanship of the Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal's entrance into the NBA was one of the most celebrated in all of sports. Already one of the game's most well-known players before he ever stepped onto an NBA court, the rookie phenom from LSU was greeted in Orlando with a celebration of historic proportions.
Orlando Magic, could you hold, please? Could you hold, please? We've been bombarded with tons of calls.
Yes, these all have to deal with Shaquille.
Guys, please have an autograph, please. Who you guys come to see tonight?
With the retirement of Magic, Bird, and Jordan, the stage could not have been more perfectly set for Shaq.
Let's face it, Shaq has come along at exactly the right time when the sport was hungry for a visible figure who could serve as that role model and as that Pied Piper figure, both on the court and off it.
Always comfortable in the public eye, Shaq has made the most of his unique opportunity. Both at home and on the road, Shaq has developed into the league's top showman and #1 attraction, continually delighting crowds with his brand of fun basketball.
Shaq is putting on a show. He is putting on a show.
No, it's okay to make faces to the crowd, get the crowd going a little bit.
Well, even Shaquille was impressed with that one. Oh, my.
Try to have fun.
He's this massive Hulk, but when he turns that smile on, he becomes this endearing person. You know, it's this dichotomy of personalities. Is he this big, mean, 7-foot, you know, guy, or is he just this little pussycat?
Hi, Mom, Dad, Grandma. Love y'all.
We'd be stretching, let's say, right before practice, and all of a sudden he'd start doing a break dance, and I mean, out of nowhere, and you know, just break everybody up.
Look at Shaq. Look at his face. Yeah.
It's just something that goes through me. I don't know what it is. I can't control it.
I think he loves entertaining people, and he can go out and not be afraid to mask his talents, really let who he is shine through, and do it without any veneer or without any hypocrisy.
Shaq doesn't have to act like a personality. He just is a personality. And so he's really just being himself. And so all those things just go along with being Shaquille O'Neal.
Thanks, Shaq. Thanks for that,
Well, Scott Skiles summed up Shaq.
Have it rough. Just hanging there. All vulnerable. No one to protect them. When I play defense, I do whatever it takes to save basketball net from unnecessary wear and tear. On offense, I'm not quite so sensitive.
And the fans are roaring and ready to go as they cheer on their #1 team.
4, 3, 2, 1.
In our courtside countdown, we tip it off with the Sacramento Kings and a sweet pass by Olden Polynice.
No luck, wraparound pass. Underneath, Grant, slam dunk. Great play by Polynice. Great.
At #9, we all know the Celtics will miss their parquet floor, but this is just ridiculous.
He comes up with it to Sherman. Tipped away by Day. Sherman, nice play.
Now, you know, there are just some things you can't work on in practice.
Billy Owens. Oh, yeah, just as I planned. No question about that.
Ooh, some hot stuff at #7 as the Bulls burn the heat.
The lead for Scotty. Tips it to Tony.
Nice.
The Rodman rule. When you break a record, you might as well do it in style.
There it is, the record 13th rebound of the third period for Rodman. Elliott at the other end, rolls it home.
#5, B.J. Tyler sinks it in the nick of time.
Heaves at the buzzer. Got it! It just looked like he had it in his sights.
I used to get your blast off on a break ever since Clyde glided into town.
Long rebound to Ellie. Ellie sees Drexler underneath. Oh, he passes to Chucky Brown for the slam.
At #3, we're in L.A., where the Lakers unveil their newest weapon, Healer Power.
Vlade Divac with authority. Nice play. That gives Vlade another rebound.
You see the finish by Anthony Peeler. Kevin Johnson said, I think I can block this one. Anthony Peeler said, if you don't know something, ask.
In Boston, the skies are clouded with Celtics, but Scott Skiles finds an opening.
Skiles all the way. Oh, what a shot by Skiles.
I want to tell you, there wasn't
a single piece of blue sky.
And for the #1 play of the week, all aboard. It's smooth sailing for the Admiral and his surging San Antonio Spurs.
Johnson to David. That rim took some punishment. Oh, my, the Admiral. David Robinson, a man among men.
He is